My name is Sonia Colchado. I'm a nutrition educator with San Bernardino County Superintendent of Schools. And we'll go ahead and introduce Ms. Danielle Martinez.
Good morning, students. Danielle Martinez here, also nutrition educator with San Bernardino County Superintendent of Schools. Welcome back. Farmer Mimi.
Hi, my name is Farmer Mimi. I'm with Amy's Farm in Ontario, and I am just delighted to be here with you today. We're going to have so much fun.
So welcome again, everybody. We're just going to go ahead and jump right into it. We do have a few more participants that are coming in, but we're going to go ahead and start with Farmer Mimi. And she works with Amy's Farm. I'm sure she'll give you all of her background and everything that she does with Amy's Farm. And so she'll take you through what they do at Amy's Farm and give you some great information on soil and insects and all of these great farming tips, and show you a little video also on Amy's Farm. So go ahead and start it, Farmer Mimi.
So happy to be here. We're going to jump in. Okay, before we get started with all the fun stuff, at Amy's Farm, we have a couple of rules, and they're just rules just to keep everyone safe and to keep things going. So I just want to do that right now. If you are using the chat box, I'm going to ask you to stop so that way we can focus on what is going to be talked about, and we're not going to use the chat box anymore. It's so fun to see where you all are from and to see you talking with one another, but let's go ahead and stop that now. And then there is a Q&A box, and that's the box I want you to use while we're talking, while I'm sharing about the farm, or while Miss Sonia or Miss Danielle are talking about their lesson. That's a great place if you have a question, and a question starts with the words who, what, when, where, why, how, and do. So if you have a question you want to ask about something I'm sharing about with the farm or something that they share about, that's the best place to drop your questions so that we can answer them. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Oh, the other rule, sorry, I forgot the most important rule, have fun. We want you to have fun today. This is a fun day. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just introduce myself very quickly. My name's Farmer Mimi, and I'm with Amy's Farm in Ontario. I've been with the farm for over 21 years, which is really weird because I'm only 25. So that means I started working there when I was like 4. And I'm just so excited to be here. My background is I'm a 3rd generation Japanese American farmer. So what that means is my grandfather immigrated from Japan and he became a farmer here in the United States. And then my dad, he was a farmer. I went to school to be a teacher, and then I decided to be a farmer. And so now I teach at the farm, and also I farm as well. So it's the best of both worlds for me. All right, I'm going to turn off my video because I have something exciting to share with you all. We have a video of our farm that we have prepared for you all, and we'd love to share it with you. I do want to tell you that if for some reason, there's a network error, we don't want that. If for some reason the video does not come through on your end very clearly, this will be a link that's emailed to the teachers that registered, and you can watch it for a week after today. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start this, and I will see you back in a few seconds or a few minutes.
Kids, I'm so excited to tell you about one of my favorite vegetables that grows in our garden. Do you know which one this one is? This vegetable is my magical vegetable. So I'm going to show it to you, but I'm going to count it down. When I say 3, I'm going to show it to you. But right now, I need you to give me a drum roll. Can you do it? Okay, 1, 2, 3. I know, pretty impressive, huh? Now, what kind of vegetable is this? It's a carrot, one of my favorite types of vegetables. Now, I have a question. Do carrots grow like this? How about like this? This? No, they grow like this. Carrots are a very special type of vegetable. They are called root vegetables. Can you guys say root vegetable? So what that means is that the yummy part that we love to eat is buried deep, deep down in the ground, and all that sticks up is this green fluffy stuff. When we go out to our garden, we call carrots buried treasure here on our farm, because the part we love to eat is buried deep, deep down in the ground, and all that sticks up is this green fuzzy stuff up on top, which is like the X that marks the spot. When we show you our garden today, I want you to look to see if you can find any buried treasure. Hi y'all, I'm gonna talk to you about my favorite vegetable on the farm. This one, do you know what it's called? It's called rainbow Swiss chard. And we call it rainbow Swiss chard because of all of its beautiful colors. Do you guys see some nice pinks in there? And this one has a nice soft orange color. Look at those big leaves. And we've got a nice bright yellow. And then you guys see that in there? A little bit of red and some orange. So you guys, when you watch this video and you're walking through the farm, you guys can spot out all of our beautiful rainbows.
Hello everyone. We so wish you could be here in person. If you were here in person, I would be walking Daisy May close by you, and you could see her up close. Then I would be asking you some questions and teaching you a song. But let's ask the question, do you think most farmers are old like me or young like you? And I know your answer will be all over the place, but the right answer is most farmers are old like me. We need more young farmers like you. So I want to teach you a song about being a young farmer. I call it my Good Food Farmer song. So here's how it goes. So I'm going to sing it, then you all can practice it wherever you are at home. Ready? I'm going to be a good food farmer. That is what I truly want to be. 'Cause when I am a good food farmer, my family will eat more healthily. Well, thank you for tuning in on your computers, but come to the farm as soon as you can. Thank you.
Hi guys, these are our goats and they're super friendly, so friendly that sometimes they like to nibble your clothes, but they're very lovable and they love when you come over and pet them. They're super soft. Oh, and here comes a friend now. Hi buddy. I wanted you to meet some of my favorite animals here on the farm. It's my Kuni piglets, and I'm going to go ahead and give them one of our snacks. They love to eat our rainbow Swiss chard. Let's see.
After we go to the wash station and wash all the vegetables after harvesting, we bring them here and we're able to sell them to the public. Hey friends, these are our horses here on Amy's farm. This is Tenma. Tenma is an Arabian horse, and he is just beautiful. And this is Lakota. Lakota is a leopard Appaloosa, and he's been a long time fixture here on our farm.
So guys, this is so exciting. I can't wait to introduce you to my friend Hash Brown. He's our new baby that was born here in January. He's a little boy, and his mama is Tater Tot, who my friend Farmer Amanda is going to be milking for you. And so I just wanted you to come and see him. He's also a little Jersey cow, and he just loves getting lots of pets here on the farm, and he is so soft.
This is my friend Tater Tot, and she's the cow we're gonna milk today. She's a special kind of cow. She's a Jersey cow. And what that means is her milk is super rich and super creamy. And one thing also too about our friend Tater Tot is she's a new mommy. She just had a baby in January. So come with me, I'm gonna show you how to milk. All right, friends, milking's super simple. As you can see, her udders are right down there underneath her, but I'm gonna show you guys how to milk at home. So everybody take your hand out. You're gonna turn it upside down and make a fist. You're gonna pretend that you have an udder. Now with your other 4 fingers, you're gonna grab onto that udder, squeeze in, tuck in that thumb, and give it a nice, gentle squeeze. And that's all there is to it. I'm gonna milk her now with my bucket and my hand.
So this is one of my farm friends. This is my friend Donut the cow. Donut is a Jersey cow, and she's had 3 babies here on our farm before. One of the things I want to show you is her eating some of her favorite treats. She loves rainbow Swiss chard. She also loves dinosaur kale. That's what we call this type of kale. It's dark green, lumpy, bumpy. She's licking my arm right now. Now I'm gonna give her one of these pieces. You're gonna see her long tongue come on out, and it curls around her food. She doesn't have any teeth in the top on the front of her mouth, but she does have teeth on the bottom. So do you guys see that long tongue? It's about 1 foot long. There she goes. She loves to eat rainbow Swiss chard. And so I'm so glad I got to show you her here. Friends, this is my friend Daisy May here on the farm. Now Daisy May, she's a lot younger than my friend Donut, but she also is a Jersey cow. Jersey cows are tan cows with black around their eyes, black on their swishy tails, and black on their feet. And Daisy May is almost 2 years old. And you know, sometimes little kids, they have a hard time wanting to eat their vegetables. They get a little bit picky about it. And my friend Daisy May, she's no different. So we like to try to get her to eat some of these vegetables. You won't see her tongue stick out very far, but oh, she's gonna try some dinosaur kale. Does she like it? Nope.
All right. Well, I hope that you all enjoyed that video and had some fun getting to know a little bit more about our farm. You were able to meet some of my farmer friends, Farmer Stephanie, Farmer Amanda, Farmer Heidi, and Farmer Randy. And you got to meet some of our animals, which is really fun. And you know, it is great to be online and be able to share our farm with you, but there's really nothing like coming out to the farm and being there in person. So I hope that someday, if you have not been to our farm, I think we have some friends here who have, and that's great. So good to see you. But if you have not, this is your invitation to come out to the farm and get to see us in person. All right. So today, what our topic is going to be, there are so many different things to talk about on the farm. We could talk about animals, we can talk about vegetables, composting, and many, many different things. But today we're going to focus on just 3 topics. We're going to talk about composting, beneficial insects, and fruit. And today I brought with me, so the season that we're in spring. And right now where we are in spring, we're kind of in that middle time of the season where we really don't have a lot of fruit in season right now. The season we're coming out of is strawberry season. Now at our farm, we don't grow strawberries, but I wanted to show you right here. I have a strawberry. This is from the grocery store. And I want you to pay attention. Let's see if you can see it. Can you see that white petal? We're going to be talking about why is a white petal there. I also brought with me some blackberries. These are kind of in season right now. And there's another white petal there. We're going to talk about that. I have an apple with me. Apples are not in season until the fall. On the bottom of the apple, there we go. You can see there is some petals right there as well. And then I brought something else with me that is a fruit, but you might look at it and think, Farmer Mimi, that's not a fruit. A tomato. Tomatoes, did you know that tomatoes are fruit? We're going to talk about that as well. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and show you some pictures from our farm and kind of walk us through a tour of what we have on our farm through pictures. So the first thing I would like to show you, this is our big red barn. It's in the center of our farm. And inside of our big red barn, this is where we have our farm stand store. In the video, you saw Farmer Heidi, and she took you through the farm stand store. And so before we are able to go out into our farm stands or go from our garden to our farm stand store, we have to harvest the vegetables. And this is Farmer Amy. She is the Amy of Amy's Farm. Often people ask us, is there an Amy? And there is. She is Farmer Randy's daughter. And so you will see her if you come out to the farm to visit. We also have Farmer Randy, and he has a very important job. He takes care of all the animals and all of the fruits and vegetables. And right now he's sitting in his tractor in front of some really big piles of dirt. And if you're wondering if those are really fun to play in, my kids can tell you they are, because my children have done that. But we don't like to play in them because these are piles of compost, and we're going to talk more about those in a minute, but I wanted to introduce you to him. All right, so here's our garden. Everything that's grown in our garden is grown naturally. We don't use any bug spray. We don't use any weed spray. We don't use any chemicals to make the garden grow. We depend solely on everything that is natural and created for us. So to grow good food, we need our hands and our feet to get through the garden and to work. We need beneficial insects, which we're going to talk about. We need healthy soil, which we're also going to talk about. We need the sun, we need rain, we need air, and we need the tiny little seeds. If we have all of those things, we can grow good food without using any chemicals in our garden. Now, if we were to put weed spray in our garden, then it would take care of the weeds that are in our garden, but it would also get on the fruits and vegetables that we're growing, and that's what we eat. And then we don't want to put chemicals in our body. We also don't use any bug spray, because if we were to use bug spray and get rid of the bugs in the garden that are destructive insects, that would work, but we would also be harming the beneficial insects. And beneficial insects are so, so important not just to our garden, but to our ecosystem. That is why we choose not to use those. We could use chemicals to make our garden grow, but we don't need to because we have some really healthy soil in our compost. So let's talk about compost. Compost is fruits, vegetables, eggshells, manure, which is waste from some of the animals, so the cows, the horses, and our goats, and all of that together decomposes over time. And the benefits of it is that it makes the soil very healthy. It enriches the soil. It helps to retain moisture, which means when the rain falls, we're able to keep some of that moisture into the soil. And it also helps our plants to stay healthy and not get a sickness like a disease. And it helps to keep the pests away, which are the destructive insects. It also reduces the need for chemical fertilizers. So remember I said we don't use any chemicals. So because we have such good, healthy compost, we don't have to use it. We already have everything we need. It encourages the production of the beneficial bacteria. Sorry, bacteria got cut off on there, but it should say bacteria at the end. Now, we don't think about soil as being alive, and soil in itself is not alive, but the bacteria that's in the soil is alive, and that is necessary for good, healthy plants to grow. And it also reduces waste. So instead of throwing things away into our landfill, we can put to use those things like eggshells, animal manure, and also trimmings from our garden. So let's look at this compost here. This is some examples. We saw the example with Farmer Randy, and we're also seeing these. In the middle, I want you to see how dark and rich that soil is. Now, here's what's so cool about compost. All of the soil, all the dark soil, it has lots of nutrients and minerals in it. It is so high in nutrients and minerals, it makes such a healthy plant that the plant has more sugar content in it. Now, how many of you, I can't see you, but if you want, you can raise your hand. How many of you like sweet food? How many of you have a sweet tooth? I'm raising my hand right now too. I love sweet food. Now, the darker and richer the soil is, the higher the content of the nutrients and minerals that makes the plant sweeter, which makes the taste and the flavor of the plant sweet. So not only does it make the fruit sweeter, but the vegetables that we have growing, the spinach, the lettuce, and carrots, they all have a very nice sweet flavor to it because it has been grown in such healthy, healthy soil. We have a friend, a farmer, that used to love to put ranch dressing all over her carrots. And now that she eats the carrots from our farm, she doesn't like ranch dressing on her carrots because the carrots have so much flavor. She doesn't need anything else on them. So here's some ideas of what it looks like to compost in your own backyard. I have a composter in my backyard. You can buy them at the store. It's like a big barrel. You can put your compost in and spin it. That's one way. This is my favorite way, though. The way that I'm showing you is to make a box out of wood or to find a tub that has some good aeration in it, which means the air can get in there. And you just take your food from your kitchen out and put it in your compost pile. You can also put flowers in there that after you've enjoyed a really beautiful bouquet, you can put it in their compost pile. Eggshells, wood chips, anything that can decompose that is natural, you can put into your compost pile. Now we have some insects that kind of bother us, right? They're called flies. I don't like having flies in my house, but I love having flies in my compost pile because they are helping to decompose everything that's in that compost pile. After about 30 days or so, depending on what you have in there, eggshells are really fast. Some fruits and vegetables are faster, but other things might take a little bit more time. But after about 30 days, everything starts to break down into a dark, rich soil. And then you can then take that dark soil into your garden and it will help your garden to grow so, so well. Oh, and I forgot also coffee grounds. If you have a mommy or a daddy that like to drink coffee, or if you're a teacher listening, coffee grounds are also great for your compost. All right, so we want to go into talking about beneficial insects. We have lots of insects on our farm. They help to eat the destructive insects. They help to turn and fertilize our soil. They help decompose, like we talked about with the flies. And they also help make tunnels for air and water. So like our little ants. I don't like having ants in my home, but I love having ants in my garden because they are turning that soil underneath and making tunnels, and that helps for the water and the air to go through. We have bees and butterflies that are our pollinators, and you saw some of them in our video. We have the praying mantis and the ladybug. Those are the insects that eat the destructive insects. And here's a great picture of a ladybug on one of our collard green leaves at our farm. Isn't that so cute? So the ladybugs, they eat the destructive insects. Here's a really quick example. We plant our carrots next to our tomatoes because tomatoes attract aphids. Carrots attract ladybugs. They like to hide in the fuzzy carrot tops. What will happen is the tomato will grow. It will sometimes fall off and rot into the ground. That helps to fertilize the soil with that compost that's making the soil rich, helps the carrots to grow. The ladybugs stay in the carrot tops, and then next door on the tomatoes, our aphids love tomatoes just as much as we do. They will start to eat the tomatoes, but the ladybugs are right next door and they eat aphids. And so that is an example. We call it that they're best farmer friends because they help each other out. But the actual scientific term for that is symbiosis. Where you are, see if you can say it with me. Symbiosis. That means that two or more things in nature are working together, and at least one of them benefits from the other. So that's an example of how things work together in our garden and why we don't need to use any kind of chemicals. So let's look at this picture. This is a peach flower. And this is an example of a bee on our farm, busy doing all kinds of work, taking the pollen from one flower to the other flower. And the more that they pollinate the flowers, the better that that fruit is going to grow. Now, let's talk about fruit at our farm. We have peaches, pomegranates, citrus, and apples. And the citrus that I'm showing you is a blood orange. They are so good. Now, what's the difference between fruits and vegetables? A fruit develops from the flower of a plant. Fruit contains seeds, and vegetables consist of roots, stems, and leaves. So here we have some pictures of different fruit trees that we have growing on our farm. We have apricots, peaches, and apples. And apricot and peach season is actually what we're coming up on pretty soon here. It's gonna be time to harvest pretty soon. Now I want you to look at the apricot picture. Can you see the green apricot that's not ready to harvest? It's still raw, or it's not ripe, but at the very end of it, you can see that brown, and that's actually the flower. If you look at the peach tree, the peach flowers and apricot flowers are very similar looking. That is the flower that has shriveled up. So you can see where the fruit is actually growing out from the flower. And then aren't apple blossoms just so beautiful? So fun. All right, now these are fruit also, but they are considered vegetables. So we have avocados, pumpkins, eggplant, cucumbers, squash, and green beans. And if you look at the green beans, specifically, it says joy. We like to play with our food. Do any of you like to play with your food? We like to take pictures of the fruits and vegetables that grow on our farm. And this was a great example. We were able to spell the word joy with the green beans of how they were shaped. But look at the Y at the very top right of the Y. You can see some white there. That is the flower from the green bean that the green bean grew out of. Now, why do we not call all of these fruit? So here's an interesting story. In 1893, that was several years ago, the US Supreme Court ruled that yes, botanically, and botanically, that's the scientific word for the study of plants. Botany is the scientific word. So botanically, because these grow from a flower and they contain seeds, they are considered fruit. But the judge that made the ruling said that he doesn't eat any of these like a fruit. They are more savory and salad and cooked dishes. And so they are labeled as vegetables. Isn't that a funny story? And the reason why is because there was a farmer who was not paying sales tax on the fruit. And a lot of farmers were frustrated because they thought that he should be charged sales tax on what he was selling. And so that is why that ruling happened. All right, so Farmer Randy taught us this song in the video. It's called Good Food Farmer. If you would like to, I would love for you to sing it with me. It goes something like this. I'm gonna be a good food farmer. That is what I truly want to be. 'Cause when I am a good food farmer, my family will eat more healthily. So we don't know what you're going to do when you grow up and graduate from high school and go to college. You might choose to be an auto mechanic or a teacher or a doctor. There's lots of different ideas of things that you can do when you grow up, but maybe you might want to think about being a farmer. And a great way to do that is to start growing some good food. Now, some of you might already be doing that. Some of you might have a garden in your backyard or your front yard even. And that is awesome. That is so exciting to us. And we encourage you to keep growing. And maybe you will love it and decide when it's time to make a decision after graduation to maybe go to college and study agriculture. Now, here's an interesting fact. Farmer Randy talked about it in the video too. Most farmers in America are older. They're all in their 70s. And we don't have very many farmers that are younger in their 60s, 50s, 40s, or 30s, or even 20s. And we need more farmers. And in the United States, less than 1% claim farming as their occupation. So we truly have a need for farmers, and maybe you might be our next farmer. And here's the great thing. You can be a teacher and be a farmer. You can be a doctor and be a farmer. You can do anything you want and still be a farmer, because a farmer is anyone who grows good food. All right. Well, it's time for us to wrap up with me, because we have lots more fun things to learn about with Danielle and Miss Sonia, but I just wanted to invite you to come out to our farm and come and see us in person. Farmer Randy would love to meet you and say hello to you. And there are a couple of different ways that you can visit. You can come out and shop our farm stand store Monday through Saturday, and that's where Farmer Heidi was in the video. You can buy fresh fruits and vegetables and take them home. And you can do that Tuesday through Saturday. On Saturdays, you need a parking placard, because we're closed to the public without a reservation to come and shop or do a guided tour. So you would have to email me to get that information. But Tuesday to Friday, anytime 9 to 5, you can drop in. If you want to do a guided tour and hang out with my friends, Farmer Stephanie, Farmer Heidi, or Farmer Amanda that you got to see in the video. And also we have a tour guide named Farmer Ariel. She was not in the video. But if you want to come and spend some time with them and get to experience the farm by feeding the animals and milking a cow and harvesting vegetables, you can do that Monday to Saturday by reservation. So an adult would need to email me or call me in the office, and I can help them with that. And if you want to just come and walk around and look at the animals, you can do that Tuesday to Friday from 9 to 5. And we do have a little bit of information on there. We do ask that families support us with a $10 donation per car, just because we are in need of support so that we can keep our gates open to the public. If we are not able to keep our gates open to the public, then that would be so sad. And we want to be able to be sure that we can do that. So my friends, I am so glad that I got to spend time with you. It is now time for Miss Sonia and Miss Danielle to share. And then after that, I see there's a lot of questions in that question box. So I'm going to be excited to get to those. Now, I do want to tell you, because there's so many friends on this call, we can't get to every question. But what you can do, my email will be shared. And if you would like to ask a question that didn't get answered, you can email me and I will get back to you with an answer. Okay?
Thank you, Farmer Mimi. Okay, everybody, as Farmer Mimi mentioned, we will get to those questions at the end of today's session. So we're going to continue with Ms. Danielle Martinez, who's going to be giving us some great information on fruits.
All right, thank you, Sonia. All right, we're going to go ahead and talk about fruits today. In the past, we've talked about all of the different food groups in My Plate. The last time we talked about the importance of eating different kinds of vegetables. And today we're going to be focusing on the fruit group. So hopefully you can see in the picture, the My Plate, and you can see that the red triangle is our fruit group. And we will talk about why fruits are healthy and the importance of eating different color fruits and vegetables every day. So if you look at the My Plate, you're going to see all the different food groups. So who can tell me how many food groups there are? We've talked a lot about what food groups My Plate has. So if you want to just hold up your hand, I can't see you, but I know that you can answer that way. And if you said there are 5 food groups, you are right. There are 5 food groups. So we have dairy, we have grains, we have protein, fruits, and vegetables. So 5 food groups. And the key message of My Plate is to focus on fruits. So if anybody remembers from our last lessons, how much of our plate should be filled with fruits and vegetables? If you look at the picture, you can see it kind of gives you the answer right there. We should have half of our plate filled with fruits and vegetables. So you can see that half of the plate is filled with fruits and veggies. You got the red and the green. So we want to focus on fruit. That means you should try to incorporate fruits into your meal every day and really not drink so much juice. So juice, we should have maybe 1 cup a day, and it should be 100% fruit juice. So really focusing on fruits every day. Next slide. We also want to be eating from different colors of fruits and vegetables. So you can see in the picture, there's so many different colors of fruits and vegetables. It's a good idea to eat whole fruits and different colors every day if you can. Last time we had talked about the importance of eating a variety of vegetables. I don't know if anybody remembers why we said that, but it's because vegetables provide our body with vitamins and fiber. And so when you're getting a variety, different colors, you're getting a variety of vegetables, a variety of fruits. Well, you're also getting a variety of nutrients as well, a variety of vitamins and minerals. Fruits and vegetables also offer something called phytochemicals. So phytochemicals, that is what helps reduce the risk of cancer and other diseases. So phytochemicals are good for our body, and there's lots of phytochemicals in fruits and vegetables. The last time we met, we focused on vitamins A and C, and we are also going to talk about how vitamins A and C are also found in our fruits. Next slide, please. So on your slide here, we're going to look at the 5 colors of fruits and vegetables. We're going to look at the benefits of each category of fruits and vegetables with that color. I won't go through all the list because it is long and I want to be able to get to your guys' questions. But there are 5 color groups. So we have purple and blue. We have the green, the white, the yellow-orange, and the red. And so each one of these different color groups has so many different nutrients. So I'm going to go through starting with our blue and purple. So our blue and purple group is good for your memory. It's good for healthy aging, and it helps to reduce the risk of cancer. And some of the fruits in this category are blackberries, blueberries, plums, elderberries, purple grapes, raisins. And then vegetables, there's purple asparagus, purple cabbage, purple carrots, purple eggplant. We also have the green color group. So the green fruit and vegetable group is good for our vision health. It helps to create strong bones and teeth. And those fruits are like avocados, green apples, green grapes, honeydew melon, kiwi fruit. And then vegetables would be artichokes, arugula, asparagus, broccoli, so many good green veggies. And now we're going to look at our white category. White has, it's good for heart health, and it also helps to lower the risk of cancers as well. Excuse me. Some fruits are bananas, brown pears, dates, white nectarines, and white peaches. And some vegetables from the white category are cauliflower, garlic, mushroom, onion, potatoes, white corn. Our next category is our yellow and orange category. And our yellow and orange category is good for our heart. It's good for our vision. And it also helps to keep our immune system healthy. Who knows what our immune system is? Our immune system is what makes us be able to fight off colds and flus. So we definitely want to make sure we have a lot of our yellow, orange veggies and fruits so that we are able to help our bodies when we get sick. And those are things like fruits from apricots, cantaloupe, mangoes, oranges, papayas, peaches. And some vegetables are butternut squash, carrots, yellow peppers, pumpkin, yellow summer squash. All right, and our last color category is red. And red fruits and vegetables also help to lower the risk of some cancers. They help with your heart, keep your heart healthy, as well as your memory. And those are things like red apples, blood oranges, cherries, cranberries, and then vegetables would be beets, red peppers, radishes, and red potatoes. Next slide. Who knows what color group the banana belongs to? So if you remember from our previous slide, we talked about the different categories. So if you think about what banana falls under, it can be kind of tricky. So some fruits and vegetables will be tricky. And what banana is actually listed under the white category. And it is because a fruit or vegetable is grouped by the color of the part that is eaten. So when we eat the banana, we don't eat the peel. The peel is the yellow part, but the part we eat is the white part. So that would be why it's categorized in the white category. What about apples? Think about apples. There's different types of apples. So are all apples grouped together? No, they're not going to be grouped together. There's going to be green apples that go with the green fruit category. There's going to be red that go with the red group category. And that's because the apples are grouped by the skin color. And that's because you can eat the skin. So eating the apple of the skin, the skin of the apple is actually really healthy for you because it's where you find a lot of the fiber. So you can eat the skin. So think about what your favorite fruit is, or it could be a vegetable, and just think about what category it would fall into. Next slide. All right, so in the picture here, you see all the different varieties of colors represented. So for our purple grapes, what group do you think that would fall into? It's going to be purple, right? What about our green apples? I kind of said this one already. Green apples are going to fall into green color. Bananas are white. And pineapples are going to be yellow. And lastly, strawberries. Strawberries are going to be in our red group. Next slide. A great way to try out new fruits and to actually get a lot more fruit in your diet every day is to make fruit kebabs. Fruit kebabs are really super fun to make. You can use any fruit that you have at home and you can just put them on a long kebab stick, and you can get creative. You can color coordinate them, or you can, rotate the colors, however you want to do, but it's a really great way to experiment and try different fruits. You can also make like a fruit salad and, add some yogurt to it. That's a really great way to also eat different types of fruit. Next slide. And so we want to, by focusing on fruits, because remember, that's what My Plate wants us to do, is focus on fruits every day. We want to be sure that we're eating enough fruits. And so what the recommendation is 3 servings of fruit per day. So we want to make sure that our half of our plate is fruits and vegetables, but for fruits, we want to eat 3 servings of fruits every day. And when we say focus on fruits, that means we should try and include fruit into our meal at each time. So you can do it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And if you forget or you don't have something for lunch or dinner, you can always choose to have a fruit as a snack as well. But we also want to make sure that we're doing varieties of colors of fruits. And so 1.5 servings is the recommended serving for fruits. Go ahead and next slide. And a lot of times we don't have a serving measuring cup to measure our fruits. So a good way to visually remember how much of a serving is the baseball. So you see that baseball on the slide? That is about, visually, it's approximately the size of a serving of fruit. So 1 cup of fruit is about the size of a baseball. So like if you eat a small orange or a small pear or a small apple, that would be considered a serving of fruit. Next slide. Okay, so we said what color group is the apples? They're going to be separate, right? They're going to be 1 in red and 1 in green because the skin counts as part of the eating. So we're going to categorize them by their skin color. So red group and green group. What other color groups should we be eating? Does anybody remember what other color groups we talked about? We said purple and blue, right? Green, yellow and orange, red. Those are some of the food groups that we had, or color groups that we had talked about. All right, next slide. All right, so I kind of went through that really fast, but it's because I really wanted you guys to be able to ask your questions to Farmer Mimi. So go ahead, Sonia, if you want to start looking at the Q&A box.
All right, thank you, Danielle.
You're
So
welcome.
I know that you had so many questions in the Q&A box, so I was trying to answer some of those, and I did jot a few down for Farmer Mimi. So Farmer Mimi, are you ready?
I am, and while Miss Danielle was talking, I also jotted a couple down. So
okay. So I'll read off some, and then if you had some that you wanted to answer, then we can do those. So one of the questions says, how do you know when the carrots are ready to be picked if you can't see them underground?
yay, I'm so glad you asked. I saw the Pierce's 3rd grade class asked that one. Okay, so carrots take 90 days to grow from the time that they're planted in the ground until the time that they're ready to harvest. So a farmer would know when we plant the seeds, and we wait at least 3 months. And what I like to do, and what a lot of us like to do, is we just take our finger and kind of go around the carrot top to see if it looks like it's ready. It can be very deceiving though, because it could look like it's ready and then you pull it out and it's a really teeny tiny carrot. But that's generally what we like to do. And the way that we harvest carrots is you want to be careful, because when you pull the carrot out, sometimes the carrot top can fall off. So it's kind of like if you've had a loose tooth, you'll just kind of wiggle the carrot and then pull it right out of the ground.
Thank you. And the other question I have here is, how does rainbow chard, sorry, maybe I wrote it down wrong. How does it get its color?
Yes, I saw that question too. So glad you asked. I just had my son go out to my garden and harvest some rainbow chard because I'm growing it. So beets and rainbow chard get the color from a nitrogen, like chemical or enzyme that's in the plant that's called betalain or betalain. There's people pronounce it different ways, but that is what makes the color of it. So here we have some rainbow chard that has yellow in the stem or kind of like an orangish. And then there's also red. Now, real quickly, I want to talk about something. Miss Danielle was talking about the immune system and how fruits and vegetables help our immune system. Okay, so I want to talk about this really quickly. If you can see here, do you see a hole? I can peek through the hole a little bit. That is a hole that was from a bug, a destructive insect that came into the garden, and they love to eat vegetables as much as we do. Now, the cool thing about plants, the way that they were created, they have anti